You tell yourself you'll be more disciplined, even after buying that productivity planner and setting 100 phone reminders. What if you could become the kind of person who just does things without constant motivation or willpower battles? In this video, I'll share 8 scientifically backed daily rituals that silently rewire your brain for automatic discipline. I discovered these rituals when I studied the daily routines of high performers across different fields, from Olympic athletes to billionaire entrepreneurs. The problem is, most people think discipline is about forcing yourself through sheer willpower, but that's exhausting and unsustainable. Real discipline isn't loud or dramatic. It's quiet, automatic, and built through tiny daily actions that compound over time. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to install these 8 rituals into your life, starting today. Let's dive in. Ritual 1. The 5-minute morning decision protocol. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Within 5 minutes of waking up, you make 3 micro decisions and execute them immediately. Sit up, feet on floor, stand up. No phone checking, no negotiating with yourself, no 5 more minutes. You're training your brain that when you decide something, you follow through instantly, without debate. Research from the University of Pennsylvania found that discipline is like a muscle. It strengthens with use. But here's the fascinating part. Your brain doesn't distinguish between big and small decisions. Every time you follow through on a decision, whether it's getting out of bed or running a marathon, you're reinforcing the neural pathways for self-control. Psychologists call this activation energy reduction. The first decision of your day sets the pattern for every decision that follows. When you negotiate with yourself about getting up, you're teaching your brain that decisions are optional. First, set your alarm across the room so you must stand up to turn it off. Second, the moment it goes off, count backwards from 5 to 4, 3 to 2 minus 1, then move. This interrupts hesitation. Third, have a glass of water waiting on your nightstand. Drink it immediately after standing. This creates a completion ritual. Fourth, avoid this common mistake. Don't check your phone for at least 15 minutes. Phone checking triggers dopamine hits that make everything else feel less rewarding. For instance, instead of reaching for your phone and scrolling for just 5 minutes, try making your bed immediately. It's a second win before 6:01 a.m. But that's not all. Ritual 2, the fixed anchor activity. This next one is crucial, and it's used by Navy SEALs. You choose one non-negotiable activity that happens at the exact same time every single day, regardless of circumstances. It could be a 10-minute walk at 2 p.m., 5 push-ups at noon, or reading 1 page at 8 p.m. The activity itself doesn't matter, the consistency does. This becomes your daily proof that you're someone who keeps commitments to yourself. Stanford behavior scientist B.J. Fogg discovered that tiny behaviors, repeated consistently, create identity shifts. Your brain is constantly asking, what kind of person am I? Every time you honor your fixed anchor activity, you're answering, I'm someone who does what I say I'll do. Research published in the European Journal of Social Psychology found it takes an average of 66 days to form a habit, but the key isn't the duration, it's the 0 exceptions rule. Missing once makes missing twice 40% more likely. Your fixed anchor activity trains you to show up regardless of motivation, mood, or convenience. First, choose something so small you'd feel ridiculous not doing it. We're talking 2 minutes maximum. The goal isn't the activity, it's the repetition. Second, link it to an existing daily event. Right after I pour my morning coffee, I'll do 5 squats. This uses implementation intention science. Third, track it visibly. Use a wall calendar and mark an X for every day you complete it. Jerry Seinfeld used this don't break the chain method to write jokes daily. Fourth, common mistake to avoid. Don't choose multiple anchor activities at once. One is enough. For example, instead of committing to workout for 30 minutes, meditate for 20, and journal for 15, just commit to one push-up at noon. Once that's automatic for 30 days, add another. Now, let's talk about something even more powerful. Ritual 3, the pre-decision dinner rule. Most people don't know this, but decision fatigue is silently destroying your discipline. You eliminate daily food decisions by eating the same breakfast and lunch Monday through Friday. This isn't about health or diet. It's about conserving decision-making energy for things that actually matter. Barack Obama wore the same suit. Steve Jobs wore the same black turtleneck. You'll eat the same oatmeal. Columbia University research analyzed over 1,000 parole decisions and found something shocking. Judges were 70% more likely to grant parole at the start of the day versus the end. Why? Decision fatigue. Your brain has a limited pool of decision-making energy, and every choice, even small ones like what should I eat, depletes it. By 3 p.m., your discipline is running on empty. This is why you're disciplined about work in the morning but cave on Netflix and snacks at night. The Japanese concept of ketsudan means minimizing trivial decisions to maximize important ones. When you automate food choices, you're preserving mental energy for decisions that compound. First, choose 2 simple meals you genuinely enjoy and can prepare quickly. Think oatmeal with berries for breakfast, chicken and rice for lunch. Boring is beautiful here. Second, prepare these in bulk every Sunday. Spend 90 minutes once to save 10 daily decisions. Third, allow yourself variety at dinner and weekends. This prevents rebellion and keeps it sustainable. Fourth, avoid this trap. Don't choose complicated, healthy meals you'll resent. If you hate salad, don't force it. The discipline comes from consistency, not nutrition. For instance, instead of trying 5 different breakfast recipes to stay excited, eat the same thing and transfer that excitement to your creative work instead. This brings me to the next secret. Ritual 4, the 10-minute shutdown ritual. But wait, there's more to this than just ending your workday. Every evening, you spend exactly 10 minutes closing open loops. Write down tomorrow's top 3 priorities. Clear your workspace completely and create 1 sentence about today's win. This signals to your brain that work is done, preventing the always-on anxiety that erodes discipline through decision paralysis and mental exhaustion. The Zeigarnik effect explains that your brain obsessively remembers incomplete tasks, creating background anxiety that drains your discipline reserves. Research from Michigan State University found that MPLI writing down unfinished tasks before bed improved sleep quality by 15 minutes and reduced next-day anxiety by 30%. When you formally close your day, you're telling your subconscious, we can stop monitoring all these threads. Discipline requires rest. You can't be disciplined 24/7. The shutdown ritual gives your brain permission to recover. Cal Newport, author of Deep Work, uses this exact ritual and calls it shutdown complete, actually saying those words out loud. First, set a specific time this happens, let's say 6 p.m. Not when work is done, because work is never done. At the time, period. Second, use a physical notebook, not an app. The motor movement of writing engages different neural pathways that increase commitment. Third, for tomorrow's priorities, limit it to 3 maximum. More creates decision paralysis. Ask, if I only accomplished 3 things tomorrow, what would make it a successful day? Fourth, the workspace clearing is non-negotiable. Clear desk equals clear mind. Common mistake, don't make this elaborate. It's 10 minutes, not 30. For example, instead of creating detailed project plans and cleaning your entire office, simply write 3 bullet points, close your laptop, and put pens in the drawer. That's it. You've already watched this far, so let me share something fascinating. Ritual 5, the identity-based micro-action. This next ritual is quietly powerful, Because it rewires your self-concept. You perform one tiny action daily that's inconvenient, but aligned with who you want to become, not because it produces results, but because it reinforces identity. Want to be a writer? Write one sentence. Want to be fit? Do one push-up. Want to be organized? Make your bed. The action is symbolic proof of identity. James Clear's research in Atomic Habits reveals that behavior change isn't about outcomes, it's about identity. Most people approach discipline backwards. I want to lose weight, so I need to go to the gym. That requires constant motivation, but when you flip it, I'm the type of person who doesn't miss workouts. The behavior flows from identity. Every action you take is a vote for the type of person you wish to become. Psychologists call this self-signaling theory. Your brain observes your actions and makes conclusions about your character. Do one push-up when you don't feel like it? Your brain notes, we're someone who does hard things even when unmotivated. That's discipline crystallizing. First, define your target identity in one sentence. I am a person. Be specific. Not I'm healthy, but I'm someone who moves daily. Second, identify the smallest possible action that person would do, something taking less than 2 minutes. Third, do it every single day, especially when you don't want to. That's where the magic happens. The discomfort is the point. Fourth, track these micro actions separately from results. You're not tracking weight loss or books written, you're tracking identity votes. Common mistake, don't scale up too fast. If you're doing one push-up, don't jump to 20% because you feel motivated one day. Keep it minimal for 30 days minimum. For instance, instead of running 5 miles because you're motivated, do your 1-minute walk, then stop. You're building identity, not fitness. Fitness is the side effect. Now you might be thinking, but what about when life gets chaotic? That's where the next one comes in. Ritual 6, the chaos protocol. But wait, there's a scientific reason for this ritual, and it's fascinating. You pre-decide your minimum viable discipline for terrible days. When you're sick, traveling, overwhelmed, or exhausted, you have a predetermined list of 3 non-negotiables that take 15 minutes total. This prevents the all-or-nothing thinking that destroys. Discipline streaks. Bad days don't become 0 days. Research from the University of Toronto found that the biggest discipline killer isn't laziness, it's perfectionism. People have a what the hell effect. Once they break their perfect streak, they completely give up. I missed my workout, so I'll eat the entire pizza because today's ruined anyway. The chaos protocol prevents this by redefining success. Navy SEAL training teaches micro goals under macro stress. When everything's falling apart, you focus on the next tiny objective. This maintains psychological momentum. Discipline isn't about perfection, it's about persistence. Your chaos protocol says, even on my worst day, I'm still showing up. First, right now, before chaos hits, write down your 3 5-minute non-negotiables. Mine are, drink 32 ounces water, walk outside for 5 minutes, read 1 page. That's it. Takes 15 minutes total. Second, make these so easy they feel almost silly. If you're questioning whether you can do them when you're sick, they're too hard. Third, activate this protocol without guilt. Some days, 15 minutes is your 100%, and that's enough. Fourth, avoid this trap. Don't add if I have time items. It's 3 things, period. Not 3+ optional bonuses. For example, instead of thinking, I'll do my chaos protocol, but I should also try to just do the 3 things and be done. Celebrate that. The next day you can return to your full routine. This brings me to something most people completely overlook. Ritual 7, the delayed gratification game. Now, here's where we train the discipline muscle directly. Once daily, you intentionally delay something you want by 10 minutes. Want to check social media? Wait 10 minutes first. Want that snack? Set a timer for 10 minutes. Want to buy something online? Close the tab and revisit in 10 minutes. You're not saying no, you're saying not yet. This tiny gap builds the discipline muscle. The famous Stanford marshmallow experiment tracked kids for 40 years. Those who could delay eating one marshmallow to get two later had better life outcomes, higher SAT scores, lower BMI, better careers. But here's what's fascinating. Follow-up research found that delayed gratification isn't a fixed trait, it's a trainable skill. Every time you create space between impulse and action, you're strengthening the prefrontal cortex, your brain's discipline center. Dr. Walter Mischel, who ran the study, said, "The ability to delay gratification is the master skill underlying self-control. You're literally rewiring your brain's reward system." The 10-minute delay works because most impulses fade if not immediately satisfied. First, pick one high-frequency temptation. Social media is perfect because it happens multiple times daily, giving you multiple practice reps. Second, when the urge hits, set a physical timer for 10 minutes and do something else. Walk, drink water, do 5 push-ups. Anything but the tempting thing. Third, after 10 minutes, you're allowed to indulge guilt-free. Sometimes you won't even want it anymore. That's the magic. Fourth, gradually increase the delay. After 30 days of 10 minutes, try 15. Common mistake, don't delay everything at once. That's misery, not discipline. Choose one thing. For instance, instead of trying to delay social media, snacks, online shopping, and TV simultaneously, just delay Instagram checks. Master that single delay, then expand. But that's not all. There's one more ritual that ties everything together. Ritual 8, the weekly discipline audit. This next one is crucial because discipline without reflection is just activity. Every Sunday evening, you spend 15 minutes reviewing your week through 3 questions. What did I do that I said I'd do? Where did I negotiate with myself? What's micro-adjustment for next week? You're not judging yourself, you're collecting data. Discipline is a feedback loop, not a straight line. Research from Harvard Business School found that people who spent 15 minutes reflecting at the end of the day performed 23% better than those who didn't. Why? Reflection converts experience into wisdom. You're not just living on autopilot, you're learning from your patterns. Most people fail at discipline because they repeat the same mistakes without awareness. The discipline audit creates metacognition, thinking about your thinking. Japanese culture has a concept called hansi, which means self-reflection for improvement, not self-criticism. Toyota uses daily hansi meetings to refine processes. You're applying that to your life. The act of reviewing reinforces your commitment and reveals invisible obstacles. First, schedule this for the same time every week. Sunday at 7 p.m. works for most people because you're planning the week ahead anyway. Second, use a physical journal, not a phone. The tangibility increases honesty. Third, answer those 3 questions specifically, not generally. Don't write, "I wasn't disciplined with food." Write, "On Wednesday at 3 p.m. I ate chips because I was bored, not hungry, and I didn't use my 10-minute delay." Fourth, the micro-adjustment is key. Only change one thing. If you try to fix everything at once, you'll fix nothing. Common mistake, don't make this a shame spiral. You're a scientist observing data, not a judge condemning behavior. For example, instead of writing, "I'm so lazy, I failed all week. I'm terrible at discipline," write data point. "I kept my fixed anchor activity 5 out of 7 days. Missed Friday and Saturday." Pattern, weekends are harder. Adjustment, set phone reminder for weekend fixed anchor. Remember, thousands of students have used this exact method to transform their discipline. Let's quickly review what we covered today. Number 1, the 5-minute morning decision protocol. Make and execute 3 micro-decisions immediately upon waking. Number 2, the fixed anchor activity. one non-negotiable action at the exact same time every day. Number 3. The pre-decision dinner rule. Eliminate daily food decisions by eating the same meals Monday through Friday. Number 4. The 10-minute shutdown ritual. Close open loops each evening to signal work completion. Number 5. The identity-based micro-action. One tiny action daily that reinforces who you're becoming. Number 6. The chaos protocol. Pre-decided minimum discipline for terrible days. Number 7. The delayed gratification game. Delay one daily temptation by 10 minutes. Number 8. The weekly discipline audit. 15-minute Sunday reflection using 3 specific questions. Remember, discipline isn't about dramatic transformations or punishing yourself. It's about quiet, consistent actions that compound over time. You don't need to be motivated. You don't need to feel like it. You just need these 8 rituals, operating silently in the background, building the person you want to become. You have everything you need to start right now. The only difference between someone who's disciplined and someone who's not is that disciplined people have systems, not just intentions. Don't wait until Monday or next month or when you feel ready. Start with just one of these rituals today. I promise you, 90 days from now, you'll barely recognize the person you were when you clicked this video. That future version of you, the disciplined one, is being created by what you do in the next 10 minutes. If you found this helpful, hit that like button so more people can discover these rituals. Subscribe for more science-backed self-improvement content like this. I post every single week. Draw a comment telling me which ritual you're implementing first. I read every single one and I'll respond with specific tips for your situation. And if you want to learn how to build unstoppable focus in a distracted world, check out this video next where I break down the neuroscience of deep work. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.